Hello and welcome to German Lessons with Mr. Ferguson. Hallo und herzlich willkommen zum Deutschunterricht mit Herrn Ferguson. Die 12. Stunde, the 12th lesson, ist, wie man sagt, wie spät es ist. How to say what time it is. Before wir anfangen, please remember to like this video. Bitte klickt Gefällt mir and to subscribe to my channel so that I can keep helping you with your German. Bitte vergesst nicht zu abonnieren. If you're enjoying my videos, please consider buying me a coffee by clicking the banner now. All contributions are gratefully received and allow me to continue to bring you new and exciting German content whilst keeping it free to access on YouTube. Thank you to those of you who've already contributed. It's very much appreciated. Vielen Dank. This lesson will focus on how to tell the time in German, and we will discuss both the 12 and 24-hour clocks, so it's important that you know how the numbers, at least up to 60, work in German. If you're not sure about this, please go back and watch my Count to 1 billion video by clicking the banner now. Presuming you now understand the German numbers, we can look at how to tell the time. We will start with the analog clock, which will use the following numbers. 5, 5, 10, 10, 15, 15, but in this case we will use the word Viertel, which means quarter, and is derived from the German word four, because there are four parts or quarters. 4, 20, 20, 25, 25, 30, 30. But in this case, we will use the word halb, meaning half. First of all, to ask the time in German, we have two options. Wie spät ist es? How late is it? And wie viel Uhr ist es? Which translates as, how much o'clock is it? To say to in German, we use vor in this context. To say past, we use nach. For example, 5 nach, 10 nach, Viertel nach, 20 nach, 25 nach, 25 vor, 20 vor, Viertel vor, 10 vor, and 5 vor. For example, es ist 5 nach 8. It is 5 past 8. We also have Uhr, meaning o'clock. Lots of people think Uhr means hour, which it doesn't. An hour is eine Stunde. For example, es ist 3 Uhr. It is 3 o'clock. Es ist 1 Uhr. It is 1 o'clock. It's worth noting here that although the German word for one is often eins, in this case it is ein, like the indefinite article meaning a or an. The word Uhr, when used as a feminine noun, also means clock. For example, es gibt eine Uhr an der Wand. There is a clock on the wall. And with a slight change into die Armbanduhr, we get wristwatch. For example, ich habe meine Armbanduhr verloren. I've lost my wristwatch. The final bit of information about analog clocks in German is that the word halb means half to rather than half past. So if you heard es ist 6:30, it would mean it is half an hour to 7, meaning it is 6:30 or 6:30. This takes a bit of getting used to, but try to remember that you take an hour off the number given. For example, 9:30 is 9:30. 10:30 is 11:30. 12:30 is 12:30. For the digital clock, things are much easier. We use the number of the hour, followed by Uhr, and followed by the number of the minutes. Notice that the following times are written with Uhr at the end, but that Uhr is said in the middle. For example, 14:56, 9:04, 20:32. Finally, some other useful words to do with telling the time. Meaning at. For example, ich spiele Fußball 2 Uhr. I am playing football at 2 o'clock. Gegen, which in this context means at around. For example, wir treffen uns gegen 11 Uhr. We are meeting at around 11 o'clock. bis, meaning until. For example, ich arbeite bis 5 Uhr. I'm working until 5 o'clock. Morgens, meaning in the morning or in the mornings. For example, es ist 7 Uhr morgens. It is 7 o'clock in the morning. Vormittags, in the late morning or mornings. Nachmittags, in the afternoon or afternoons. Abends, in the evening or evenings. For example, ich gehe ins Bett 10:30 abends. I go to bed at 10:30 at night or 10:30 in the evening. Seit, meaning since or for in terms of time, which takes the present tense in German. For example, ich bin seit 9 Uhr morgens hier. Literally, I am since 9 a.m. here, or I have been here since 9 a.m. Mittag, midday. For example, Mittag, at midday. And Mitternacht, midnight. For example, gegen Mitternacht, at around midnight. It's helpful here to also learn some useful phrases for specifying days. Am, meaning on, for a day of the week. For example, 8 Uhr am Montag, at 8 o'clock on Monday. Morgen, meaning tomorrow. Morgen früh, meaning tomorrow morning. Übermorgen, meaning the day after tomorrow, which literally translates as over tomorrow. Gestern, meaning yesterday. Vorgestern, the day before yesterday, or literally before yesterday. Das Wochenende, the weekend. Combine this with am to say at the weekend. For example, ich gehe am Wochenende ins Restaurant. I am going to the restaurant at the weekend. We also have the days of the week. Montag, Monday. Dienstag, Tuesday. Mittwoch, Wednesday, or literally midweek. Donnerstag, Thursday. Freitag, Friday. Samstag, Saturday. And Sonntag, Sunday. Finally, a slightly more complex aspect of telling the time in German is based around saying it is a few minutes before or after certain points in time. The first example of this is Es ist 5 vor 2:30. It is 5 minutes until 2:30, i.e. it is 2:25. You might also hear Es ist 5 nach 3/4, which means it is 5 minutes past 3/4, as in it is 50 minutes past the hour. Similarly, you could also see other numbers used. So rather than Es ist 22 nach 6, you might hear Es ist 8 vor 6:30. It is 8 minutes until 6:30. You might also hear kurz vor or kurz nach, which simply mean shortly before or shortly after. These wordings are more colloquial, and so you might hear them in conversation, but won't see them much in written texts. You'll see both vor, meaning to, and nach, meaning past in these scenarios, so keep your ears open. So, that's a quick explanation of how to tell the time in German. It's a good idea to pause the video now to recap how to tell the time in German, whether that be analog or digital, as well as some useful words on this topic, including the days of the week. Habe ich etwas vergessen? Have I forgotten something? If you're a native German speaker and think I've forgotten to say something important about telling the time in German, please let me know by writing a comment below. Bitte schreibt einen Kommentar. Also, please remember to click subscribe to receive all of my German lesson videos, language learning tips and updates. You can also follow me on Instagram with the username Herr Ferguson and on Twitter under @HerrFerguson. Otherwise, from me, it's Danke und auf Wiedersehen.